Thought I'd get in the mood for tonight. So, evening everyone. It's Wednesday night. We got a 9 o'clock session tonight to coincide with our first ever international guest, crazy Stevie Wells from Queens in New York. Hi, Stevie. And we've also got his really good mate, Jed Hill, who's been a regular feature. I just want to say I had a bit of feedback over one of these a few nights ago, and I just want to make a quick apology to Max Chater and any King's Cross tattooers that I might have somehow pissed off. I think something got mistranslated in the conversation or something like that. I've spoken to Max and it's all good, so I just wanted to say a public shout out and all that sort of thing. So, all right, I've got to request Stevie now. Hold in there, mate. You're coming. Here we go. And then I'm going to get straight into Jed as well. So, all right, guys, the invite coming in. I had a bit of the Highwaymen on before. Stevie, Jed.
Hey.
Mate, thanks for coming in super early, mate.
Yeah, man. 7 o'clock. I get up early anyway. It's 7 o'clock in the morning here.
Wow. Nice. What time's the shop normally open?
On the weekend, we open up at 12. Sunday's like 12 to 6, super short.
Yep.
Saturday's 12 to 8, and then Monday's like 2 to 8.
Oh, yeah, cool.
If they're coming in, we stay though.
Yeah, nice.
If I had the hours from 8 to 10, they wouldn't come till 9.
True.
I'll tattoo them at 9, but I'm not going to start at 8.
No. Mate, okay. I see Australian coffee's made a pretty big impact in New York. Has it filtered all the way down to Queens yet?
I don't think so. Not really. I drink shit coffee from the corner store. I don't drink anything fancy, so I wouldn't know. It probably, if you went to a better spot, it probably would.
Yep.
But I literally drink I've gotten accustomed to the cups of mud.
No.
Right down there.
Oh, mate, you got to shout out to local business. Man, so, all right, this is a shop. Amazing. Awesome, mate. So what's this, downtown Queens? Downtown Queens? Is this downtown
Yeah, we're
Queens?
in Queens. You know what? Ridgewood, like this shop is in Ridgewood.
Yep.
And it's about like you could throw a stone into Brooklyn.
Nice.
Oh, Jed left. I knew he was going to leave.
Mate, I think
pussy, he got intimidated.
I think he got embarrassed.
He did. He doesn't like talking about
bring him back. I think he went to do his hair, actually.
Yeah, probably. His chest.
So I think, mate, I can't speak for Jed, but I've definitely got beard envy.
You knew nothing.
I think he just had to make sure his lawyer was standing on side.
Yeah, he had to take his memory pills.
Actually, I think my lawyer's drunk tonight.
Oh, nice. Oh, there we go. Mate, I'm wearing my pink ones. Amazing. All right, so how did the love affair start with you two, or the friendship?
I knew Jed. I think I first heard of Jed was probably like MySpace days, if you remember that. Did you have MySpace, Jed?
Yeah.
You did? Yeah, I probably through there, but we had a mutual friend named Ox in Jersey that he came out to work with. And then I worked at a shop called R&D, which is it's one of the oldest shops in Queens, them and maybe like 2 other shops.
Amazing.
And so Jed came out to visit. And ironically, the dudes who own it, Dave Mowers and Richie Pye, we were going to go out and get tattooed by Jed, but Hurricane Sandy came. We had the gas shortage and all that. You were here when the hurricane came, right?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
I slept through most of it, apparently.
Sorry. Here we go. I'm just coming to the party a bit late.
Oh.
Hey, that's better.
It has been said, I love a cocktail or two.
Yeah, I
I
remember
went
I
over.
walked into
I ended up
R&D
bullshitting with Jed because we were tattooing, but we also both played like cigar box guitars, and it was probably we had a similar friendship in tattooing, but also in music.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we're
Nice.
fucking nuts.
I remember I walked into R&D in Queens, and this little guy come racing up from up the back corner and introduced himself, and just he impressed the shit out of me. I thought that was pretty cool. So it's just sort of gone on from there, And
Yeah, yeah. When did I go over there, Jed? I can't. I have a shit concept of time. When? How
yeah,
many years ago?
it's a couple of years ago now, mate. You'd have to probably ask. Joe was talking about before. He was saying how you stayed at his place.
Yeah, yeah. We stayed up there with Joe one night. I went to Australia. I ended up going to Australia. We rented me and a buddy of mine, we rented a van and basically went from city to city and tattooed. But Jed hooked up the whole trip, so it wouldn't have even been possible without him. But then he picked me up in Melbourne. We went and got the van. We went to Cindy Ray's house, but she wasn't there because she was in America.
Yep.
Yeah. And then
Did you go to her shop moving pictures down the road?
what's that? Yeah.
Did you go
yeah,
and visit her
right?
shop
Yeah.
down the road moving pictures? Yep.
Yeah. I was shocked because when we went in there, they were like, no, she really only does like a couple a week now. And I remember thinking like, oh, she's still tattooing. I didn't even know she was still tattooing.
Yeah.
Which I was happy
Yeah,
as
she's
hell
good.
about.
Like still tattoos. I think I got tattooed off her maybe 15 odd years ago. She put like a little dollar sign with wings on me, like the size of a dime or something. And I think it took all of 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Just like bang, done.
Yeah, she's pretty
Old
quick.
school. Yeah.
She's one of the fastest tattooers I've ever seen. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But it would have been crazy, like Bev tattooing back in those days, Jed, when you were down Flinders Street, like just full on rough clientele, and off you go.
Oh, she was great, mate. I was such a big influence in the early days. I was just sitting there gobsmacked watching her, and the speed, like we were talking about, the speed she tattoos at is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Jed, let me ask you something. When she was working there,
No.
did she because I know not long before that, like a lot of tattoo shop owners, they'd be like, no, we don't even want a girl like in the shop, like even as a customer. When people came in and she spoke to them, were they shocked that she was going to do it?
No, she was pretty famous in the day. I mean, like, even like she was Cindy Ray, the tattooed lady, and then she was tattooing. She was married to Danny when I first met her. I was 17, I think, when she did a panther on my shoulder, and she was just well known. Bev Robinson, she was the woman that tattooed out at Willie. It was just She was married to Danny, and it just all fell into place. Nothing seemed odd about it.
Yeah. Hey, Stevie, what about New York female tattooers of 70s and 80s? Were there a lot around? 60s, 70s, 80s?
There was. And to be truthfully honest, I mean, like New York for a long time, like there was always, there was good tattooers here. There was always a million that nobody knew of also because before MySpace, like back when you had to shake somebody's hand to know who they were. But there was really good tattooers here. Yeah, there was a lot of female tattooers. The other thing is that there was a lot of husband and wife tattooers and stuff. But really, to be truthfully honest, since it was illegal, because tattooing was illegal before 1997 in New York City. It hasn't really been legal that long.
Yep.
So the people who got really popular here, they had quite a bit of balls, and they, it was like the same, like maybe 5 people around, like in the 70s or 80s. So Mike Perfetto, Tony Polito, Richie Montgomery, Ronnie Dell'Aquila, Steve Delgado, and there was other good tattooers, but there were so many good tattooers that weren't even heard of because they just didn't have a shop. Like Pete Giaquento, he tattooed. He had like a kind of like a garage basement, but it was a full shop. I actually went there when I was a little kid. I remember being in there. And so I think it was just like people kind of in like the 70s just went to these same 5 dudes, which were good. They were good. But there was other people like in between that really I don't think ever got a chance to shine as much just because, it was harder to do something.
Underground.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. What got you into tattooing, Stevie? Like just seeing people in the neighborhood, or?
Yeah, you know what happened with me? I always drew, and even since I was a little kid. So when I was getting a little bit older, probably, I started getting like hand poke tattoos when I was like 13, 14, like bullshit garbage ones. Started getting electric tattoos like 15, 16, but I always drew. So when I started hanging out at the shop, I was already tattooing a little bit, then started hanging out at R&D about 16 years ago.
Yep.
And then I realized how little I fucking actually knew. And
Yep.
so it was more of a thing where like I was just there more and more and more, and it started to make sense. Like, in other words, one day the owners of that store were like, wait a minute, this motherfucker works here. They didn't even know. Like, one day it was just like, wait a minute, I think he does work here, you know? I got Sundays. When I was like 20 years old, or since I was 16, I was bartending. So at night, I would take like whoever was in the bar at night, there would be like some shot dude. I'd be like, hey, listen, man, I'm learning how to tattoo. I'll let you drink whatever you want. Let me tattoo you. And then I had like a little setup, which was fucking terrible. And then I would mutilate them over in the corner. And then I'd go to the shop, watch what they were doing. They'd give me a little bottle of ink. I'd go back and forth, you know, fucking nightmare. But yeah, I basically just went there and never left, you know.
Yeah, but that's cool. So R&D's like you were saying, one of the earliest shops and everything. So Jed, how did you find out about R&D?
Richie Fire. I ended up with some Richie Fire flash somehow or other. I forget how that came about now. But there was a guy that I was travelling with over there. He took me down there and introduced me to the boys here.
Yeah, cool. Obviously, yeah, awesome. So obviously, Stevie, like trad is like where your heart is.
Yeah.
Can you give us a quick tour of the shop's walls, and then we might get Jed to do the same?
Yeah. A lot of the stuff, we took it down during COVID, so it used to be more packed, but I didn't know how much we were going to be wiping everything down. This is I don't know if you can see this. That's the oldest line drawing that Tony Polito did.
Wow.
So I have the oldest line drawing. Richie has the oldest sheet of flash. These are some Ronnie Dell'Aquila's, Richie Montgomery. That's old Tony P. He colored in a Malone production sheet. That's a really old Steve Delgado sheet. That was in his kitchen. Because Steve stayed, when all the other guys got shops, even when it went legal in 97, Steve just fucking stayed there in the house. He was like, fuck it, I like it, you know?
Nice.
This is an old Steve Delgado sheet here. This eagle, when you would go to get tattooed by Tony, you would try to look for the eagle that was in front of the house in Brooklyn. So I was eating dinner with Tony, and I was like, hey, what happened to the eagle after he sold the building? He goes, I left it there. I was like, fuck that. I went and got a chain, you know, a fucking lock cut. I uncut the fucking chain link fence, went in, cut out all the rose bushes, because it was, to get to the shop was chain link fence, barbed wire around it, and then thorn bushes. So I had to cut out all the thorn bushes, but I wasn't going to let it go away. You know, that was like amazing history. It was about to get smashed.
Yeah, wow.
We put up these little dummy walls for the coughing. It's old Big Joe sheet. Yeah, this room's cool.
Hey, what's the status with you guys at the moment? Like, are you under any restrictions or lockdowns, or?
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Okay, fair enough.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, we are. I'm restricted on talking about it. No, you know what's going on? Actually, as a matter of yesterday, we've been open. The tattoo shop's been open for about a year now. So, but now it's coming up to like the bars and restaurants and gyms, other places of indoor activities. Now, as of yesterday, they're going to get fined if they don't have, if anybody in there doesn't have a vaccine or a card. It'll probably be us next, but as for right now, we're pretty cool, you know?
Yeah, good. Yeah, we're on the cusp of all that shit.
You're open though, right?
No, in Sydney we're not. Jed's just open, but it looks like maybe closing again.
Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. The
They
roller
don't give you
coaster
much
continues.
time in between when a new rule comes out. You know, you got to kind of scramble. Every week is like relearn, readapt, and
it's
survive.
ridiculous.
You know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. It's a strange situation of being like, I want to wait 2 weeks.
Oh, we lost him. I think the CIA came on board and like cut the feed. I think the CIA just deleted him for a minute.
Yeah,
There,
should have
Steve.
better change the subject so he can come back.
Oh yeah. So let's talk about something happy.
Am I
You there,
in here
Stevie?
yet?
Oh, New York's full of happy people. So Sydney.
Yeah. I think that's why they call it the Happy Great Apple.
Hello, come back, Stevie.
It might be the internet connection. Like, might be similar to like how we had with Bish the other night. So hey Jed, if you don't mind, while he's boosting his internet and topping up his card, you must have so much cool stuff in your studio. Can you give us a little tour of some stuff?
Most of it's tucked away. I don't have a lot.
Yep.
Most
Like
of
I
it's,
think you were showing something before when we were talking about Bev.
yeah, that's a sheet that Bev did. She was sort of had them copied and was giving them off to people, and she signed the bottom of it down there.
Yeah, amazing.
There she's up there. That's one of me good mate, me pommy bastard mate from Portsmouth.
Ah, there you go. He gets around that bloke, doesn't he? He loves the colour. Oh, there you go. Nice. Stevie's saying it. No, I'm going to send you a request again, Stevie. Hang tight. Here we go. I'm sending you another one, mate. Yeah, amazing.
So there are a couple of bodysuits that Bish had done.
He's back.
I'm back.
I was a big fan of John Collins' Flash there for a while.
Nice.
The painting I did, I started that on an aeroplane on the way to Queensland one time. It's one of Bugsy's paintings from Bugsy from Melbourne. It's one of his.
Yep.
Of course, that old famous old poster. It's a bit wrinkled.
Oh yeah, yep.
Art Livermore, wasn't it, I think?
I think so. Yeah, so cool.
Painting that Jimmy Myatt did for me.
Nice, down in Tassie.
From Tassie, Jimmy's brilliant, yeah. And the lovely Jessica Swaffer.
Nice.
Have you been to that shop? Have you been to Jed's in Ballarat?
No, I have to.
It's really, really cool.
That's Joshy Van Andels and Eric Schwei from Jinxperch, yeah?
Nice.
You know Eric, don't you?
Yeah, Schweevis,
yeah, Eric, he's a cool dude.
Yeah, he's cool, and he's an amazing artist. Amazing.
Yeah. There's one of Frank Fint's posts, early paintings he was sending to me. He was asking for guidance.
Yep.
This one that my old mate Jade from up in where is he, up in the northwest up there?
Nice.
Help me out, Stevie. Where is he from?
I didn't hear his name.
Jade Brunkow.
I'm not sure. I don't know a lot of stuff. I know where to get a shit cup of coffee.
Yeah, right.
I know where to get a cheap glass of red wine.
Yeah.
There's
one of Rinto's prints he sent to us.
Oh yeah, Rinto from Holland. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Here we go. Are you pulling down? Are you pulling down the guitar there, Stevie?
No, I was going to show you something. Oh, I got to find my control panel. That's
one of Richie Pye's original sheets.
Oh, mad.
John Collins' original painting.
Awesome.
Bridget Tunstall did that for me for my birthday years ago.
Yep. So cool. You can see how you guys clicked, mate. The love of the old school and the love of the music. And, you know, both of you have got an okay sense of humour as well.
Jed's all right.
Piss off, Stevie.
Whoa. I almost died.
That's Eric Perfect's Eric Perfect and Mike Hooligan.
Mike Hooligan,
Yep.
yep.
Yeah.
I got a nice Eric Perfect sheet right here.
Here we go. Yeah, nice, nice.
Those ones are nice, though. There's a million fucking designs on them. They're actually up at R&D, too.
So good, so good. So what are you mainly doing, Stevie, these days? Just obviously specialising pretty much traditional, or as being like a local shop, you do it all?
You know what's crazy? I do like, honestly, when I go to conventions and people are like, so what do you do? What style do you do? I'm like, dude, I do the Batman symbol.
Yeah.
I do like, I do everything. You know, I was trained as a traditional tattooer.
Yeah.
I was trained as a traditional tattooer. So for me, traditional tattooing is more like application. So I don't have to do like a traditional design to always do a traditional tattoo.
Totally.
As long as it's more like, to me, you know, there's traditional design and then traditional application. So like, I don't have to use the boldest line in the world. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do infinity symbols. Like, you know, I'll do like 2 or 3 really cool, like palm-sized traditional tattoos. And then if an infinity symbol comes in or whatever, and I have time to do it, I'm happy as a motherfucker to do it. And I think not only am I happy to do it, but I think you can flex on it. Like, I think you can show people how good you are by doing an infinity symbol or by doing a small tattoo. Because, you know, you ever see like a lot of people now, they want to get the 2-line cross. It's just a line down, and it's going to be easy. It's just 2 lines. If a snake farts in Egypt, that whole thing is fucked up.
Yeah.
So even doing like a small tattoo, I think you can flex. So I do a lot of like small walk-ins. I own the store, and the dudes who work here, they're really cool. So if like a nut job comes in or somebody that's annoying that comes in, like I'll take them. You know what I'm saying? Or if they're a little more to deal with, I don't give a fuck. Be truthfully honest, I'm not that great, but I could baffle them with bullshit. And they'll walk out with a nice tattoo or whatever. But that's more my strength, you know. I'll do a nice tattoo for you, but I'm honestly just a glorified front man, you know. I'm here 7 days a week, you know.
You're pretty fast, too. You can bang one on pretty quick, let me tell you.
Nice. Yeah, but that's old school
not
tattooing,
fast
man.
as
Like
the dudes that I learned from. They're lightning fast. Like, sometimes dudes like maybe a little younger than me, they're like, wow, you're so fast. And I'm like, damn, dude, I used to go get Rob Freund a cup of fucking coffee and come back and the shit would be outlined, you know. Or Richie Montgomery. I worked with Richie Montgomery. Like, again, you'd go to the store, you'd come back, and there's like a full dragon sleeve.
Yeah.
Insane.
So what was like your apprenticeship like, working around those legends back in the day? Was like, you know, obviously you're talking about it before, like just like learning on the job, observing, and were they like giving you like, you can slowly do this, or just straight in the deep end?
You know what? Honestly, I learned the tattoo from Dave Mowers and Rob Freund. They opened up R&D back in 1997. So not too many shops then. Later on, Richie Pye came. A few years right after that, and a few years, like maybe 2 or 3 years after that, I came on, maybe a little longer. And so I learned from all 3 of them. But what was happening was I would just show up at the shop. I'd be there before they opened. You know, I didn't really even know them well. And I would bartend at night or whatever, but I would just hang out there all the time. I'd start sweeping up. They'd be like, you don't need to do that. But I wanted there to be something where it's like, no, Stevie does that. You know, and, you know, they knew I was tattooing at home and stuff, and they'd let me watch them. It's frustrating. You're watching 3 different people watch 3 different ways. So you could either go home and be like, I'm definitely doing this wrong, or just not doing it like them. But it wasn't a very like, all right, you're the apprentice now. Like, nobody ever said I was the apprentice, you know, like they just knew I was there learning. And then over time, it was like they needed somebody for Sunday, you know. You know what I'm like? You ever go as a tattooer? This is what I'm like. You ever go to a bar when you're young and it's like 3 a.m. and there's one chick there and she's not that good looking, but she's there? That's what I am as a tattooer. Pretty much.
Hey, there you go.
I'm looking pretty. Listen, if you're looking to get tattooed on a Sunday around closing, I'm looking pretty good.
Oh, mate, I think you're very humble, but no. But yeah, but that's it. But that's that old school. You got to be part magician, part showman, part bouncer, part barman, part electrician, part bullshit artist, part everything to, to deal with the crazy people that come in. I know me at the shop now, like, I was talking to Jed the other week, like every now and then some of the guys at the shop, like, get the beers into me and go, start telling us some stories. And people look at you like you're lying to them. Like you're just talking shit. I'm like, oh, well, I'm wasting my time here.
There's been times where I haven't even started telling a story because I'm like, this is just going to come across as absolute bullshit. You have to fucking see it,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was going to say, but I think back in the day, that was part of the filter process. Like you just get thrown in and see how you deal with this madman or this crazy situation.
In the front room.
Yeah.
It all starts in the front room. Because that was my shine, like, oh, Stevie, go up there and talk to him. Go up there and talk to him. Go up there and talk to him. So that's really what segues you into it. Because I don't give a fuck who you are. You could be the best tattoo artist in the world.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you can't sell it, because you might get to a point where you don't need to sell your tattoos. You're just very famous. You're very good. And if you've got there, I am happy for you. But there's going to be a point where you're going to have to sell your tattoos. That's not meaning you're a prostitute. That's not meaning you're a punk. A lot of people now, they feel like it makes them a bitch to be cordial to the customer. That don't make you a bitch. Even old school gangsters, they were very cordial people. They weren't, the word con man comes from give you confidence, not from con you out of something, So it don't make you a bitch to be cool with your customers and stuff like that. But there's going to be a point in the beginning where you're going to have to sell yourself. And not in a negative way,
No, for sure.
Listen, they got a word for people who aren't being used over here. I don't know if you guys got it over there. You got a word for people who ain't being used over there? You know what we call it? Useless.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yep. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, it's true, man. Like, I think,
What did he say?
I'll have to wind you up and let you go.
No, but that's true, man. Like, but I also know, like, I was lucky to work in, street shops for a good 15 years. And the mayhem and the madness of your street shop customers are the best things ever. Like, especially on a Saturday, you don't know what's going to come in the door. And everyone's like, it's just brilliant. Some dude's rocking in. He's so drunk, He took you home from the bar last night and woke up with your name tattooed on his arm. And he wants to get it covered up the very next day.
The nuttier, probably even the more exhausting that a customer can be, it's probably going to be one of the better stories later on. That's why when a customer calls, you ever have somebody that comes in, they haven't been there in like 10 years and they're not a regular, and they go, do you remember me? And I always tell them, I'm like, if I remember you from 10 years ago, you fucked up. It wasn't good. If you were here for one tattoo 10 years ago and I remembered you, you probably fucked up.
Yeah. I remember, like, I think I was in my early 20s and I was working in a mad street shop. And back in that era, it was so busy. You could be cocky to people on the phone or rude. You didn't need picking up the phone. You're wasting your time. Like, people would ring up, oh, where are you? Oh, I'm in a shop. Yeah, but where? Oh, I'm sitting on a chair. Yeah, but where? I told you, I'm in a shop. Yeah, but where? At the bottom of the stairs. Yeah. Yeah, crazy. Well, Jed, you'd remember the day back in the day, the phone just would have been covered in ink. And the spray bottle with, like, no plastic bags, no clip cord covers, nothing. Like, gloves were like high tech.
Nothing like that. He's off and running.
Hello?
Mate, I know, I know. Mate, I remember going to one a tattoo shop party. I think in the early '90s, and I know they went, "Oh, just go put your beers in the fridge." And I opened the fridge up, and the top shelf had like racks of ink, like little like coffee cup tops and pill packets with ink in it, just on the top shelf on plates, like ready to pull out for the next day.
Because we didn't even put them in the fridge.
Well, listen, when Jed has like French fries, when he's done, he takes that little spoon, he puts the ketchup back in the bottle. He saves that.
That's waste not, want not.
He's running
Exactly.
out of bottles. So he's got one bottle. It's ranch, mustard, ketchup. It's just all in one. He puts it on everything.
Taste shit up.
But
yeah, you gotta dab it though. Just dab it like Vegemite with the butter. Just dab it.
Hey, how did you find Vegemite when you came over here? Was
Jed
it a delicacy?
Oh, how did I like it? It's really good.
Did you have did you have it on muffins or crumpets?
When I first had it, Jed, we stopped by a Woolies. Listen, Woolworths when I was a kid was like the shit. It was like a huge store here. You could buy like a toy, a sandwich, a shirt, everything. So I was shocked to see Woolworths over there. But we stopped in some weird store. It was like a Woolworths, and they had like pre-made bagels with it on it or something. And then when I went to Joe's house, I think I had some. I found that half the people in Australia didn't like Vegemite. What?
I think I made you some toasted Vegemite, didn't I?
Oh, yeah, that might have been you. I know I had it the first time at the store, and then the second time at some. So maybe you did give it to me. Can't remember. But half the people, I would meet people like their wife would like it and their husband would hate it, or vice versa.
Yeah.
What is it?
How did the Aussies react to your accent when you were over here?
Listen, I've been in not a million countries, but a lot. Everybody was cool over there. Everybody was super.
They're falling at his feet. They love the little shit.
Nah, everybody was cool as hell. And you know what? I noticed over there because I flew into Cairns and then went down to Melbourne, and then from Melbourne got to van and Geelong. We drove the Great Ocean Road at night. Went up to.
So you can pronounce the city names right? You notice that?
Yeah, very efficient.
But every place I went was the same. Everybody was super, super cool. They were, just stoked that somebody was, coming and chilling and enjoying it and shit,
Is Josh on board tonight? I don't know if Josh is here. You on board, Josh, tonight? Because Stevie went down to Josh's.
Yeah, I went to Josh's in Warrnambool. That was the first store I went to. I went to, you know where I went first? Brett Stewart's.
Nice. To check out the museum.
Brett Stewart's. Yeah.
Nice. It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Oh, it was nuts. Did he open a museum?
I think he's maybe in the process still, but yeah, I think,
He was saying that when I was there. Yeah. Listen, I was supposed to go there for 2 hours.
Yep.
And I stayed there for 7 hours. And when I was leaving, he's like, I'm really sorry you only got to see so little of it.
Oh, what?
It was insane. Yeah.
Stacks and stacks of not shit, gold everywhere.
It's insane the amount. Like, there were things I didn't even know about tattooing when I was like, wait a minute, who's this guy? Like, I didn't know Samuel O'Reilly's brother tattooed until I seen full sheets that he had there. Did Jed ever tell you that he dropped his Edison machine?
I think the price of it's just gone down after hearing that.
Well, it didn't drop. He actually did. He caught it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. On the bounce.
He did.
Reflexes.
It's funny. Some things you don't even know what they'd be worth. What would it be worth anyway? What is it worth?
Some of the crazy, but what is the price on that? Like some of the younger generation here, I think like a holy grail of, say, if you're a tattooer in your maybe 30s, they'll hear of something like a Paul Rogers or something like that. And that might be, I don't know, like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, who knows? But an Edison pen, like, what is that? I guess it's who's going to buy it.
Who are you going to compare it to? Who's Edison pen?
Yeah.
I bet you this. He's probably the only. Well, no, I'm sure there is, but there's probably more people that own Edison pens that aren't tattooers than are tattooers.
Yeah, that's a weird one as well. The collection, like,
yeah, there's two different worlds of people that collect certain things in tattooing. You know.
yeah,
So.
yeah.
But
What
yeah,
about
that
like,
place was insane.
yeah, like New York tattoo history? I imagine things are like, I imagine the prices are rising on things, and like you've got your hardcore tattooers that collect it, and then you've got, is it not businessmen, but just different people?
Yeah. It's listen, Queens. There's more nationalities in the space of Queens than anywhere in the world. Anywhere.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
why they'll do like random DNA testing here, stuff like that. Because there's no place I'm not just talking about New York City, like Queens in general. There's more that. So there's more like styles of people. There's so many different walks of life. Like the neighborhood that this store is in is black, white, Spanish, Polish, and Asian.
Yep.
It's really.
And that's just the cleaner.
Yeah. And that's just one dude.
Yeah. Well, New York's got a rich history, that's for sure.
Yeah. So the different walks of life, that come in. You know what I enjoy? And a lot of people don't see this aspect of tattooing. And what I enjoy is this. Sometimes, I could be right here doing a tattoo. Somebody else could be over there. And there's another person right here doing a tattoo.
Yep.
The customers would have never been sitting that close to each other, having a conversation outside of this store.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yep.
So it's cool to see people that wouldn't normally have a great conversation because they never would have started it.
Yeah, I think it just becomes common ground, and they're all in pain, and they're all doing something, and they're all probably feeling a bit vulnerable, and it's an amazing thing. Like tattoo shop banter. Yeah, tattoo shop banter. Like I've always said for years, like a tattoo shop on a good day, man, you can't go out and go to a pub and have a better night than that. It's just on fire that day.
No way. If you got a good shop too, like everybody that comes here comes back. Like we have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So we sell a good tattoo, but there is totally something else. When the shutdown,
the crazy
and I don't want to
Stevie
talk about
show,
it.
that's what they come back for.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, man. The crazy Stevie show.
Totally.
Nothing to do with tattoos.
I couldn't, if I wanted to, I couldn't sell my store because it's not the tattoos or the, good tattoos. There's the guys here, they're really good. But it's more like they come here, they feel the experience, everybody's welcome. And they genuinely are. They genuinely are welcome. My day is your day. If I'm going to make your day all fucked up. Plus, the other thing is, at the point where I tell you to go fuck yourself, it's because you truly deserve it. Like, if somebody else is like, yeah, Stevie's an asshole, he treated me like shit when I went in the store, other people are probably going to be like, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Well, interesting thing, Stevie. The first time I came across you, one of my good mates in the UK, an older tattooer called Lal Hardy, he runs a very, I imagine it's a very similar shop to you, right? It's called New Wave Tattoo. It's out in the suburbs. It's off the beaten track. And he sent me one of your videos. And I've known Lal for probably 30 years. And his shop, every time I've worked there, it's so much fun. It's a local shop. You've got all the local nutters in there. But then you get all these other good people coming through, people getting big work, small work, people just popping in like a dude would pop in with a falcon on his shoulder and just pop in summer, like just insanity. Just all the classic stories. Yeah. It's amazing.
You know what's funny too is how similar it is from everywhere. Like, if you speak to a tattooer in Australia and you're at a convention and you're from Florida, you could literally be like, don't you know, isn't it crazy when they walk in and they ask, et cetera, and they're like, it's the same, and it's the same thing everywhere. You know what's funny? The good shops with the good vibe and the good spirit, they're the same everywhere. The shitty shops with the shitty vibe and the shitty spirit, they're also the same everywhere.
Yep.
They're
Totally.
exactly the same everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah. The cartoons, though, the Flash Laughs, I started doing what did you watch? Did you watch the Flash cartoons, or did you see the like Rocky voiceovers?
No, it was the first one about when the tattoo shop closed at night, and they were like, going off at each other. Why didn't he pick me? You know?
Yeah. I had that idea for so many years. There's so many things going on in here. But for years, I always used to think, like, that'd be cool if when we left at night, like, the Flash came off the wall and, you know, the birds were flying and this and that or whatever. And so eventually when it became easier to get, like, editing programs and, you know, I'm probably using old crap, but I was able to put that into effect. Everyone's got a camera on their phone, stuff like that. So it was able, and I could take I think that tattooing has its own niche in comedy. I think there's a whole world, just like there's, you know, like all different types of comedians. The same thing, tattooing has its own audience. People get it. There's things where if people don't get tattooed, you don't have to be a tattooer. You just hang out in the shop. You're going to get jokes that other people won't get. You know, so if you do like hanging out in the shop or you are a tattooer, I'm just doing the same thing like other comedians are and just taking the truth and showing you how isn't this funny, you know? So it's a good way for me to do that. Having a bunch of characters, I could say something that somebody I wouldn't like would say something that somebody I would like would say. I don't opinionate on it. You know, like I'll have a character that says and speaks about things that I don't agree with. And I really just do it because I want everyone to enjoy it, but I want everyone to hate it too.
Yeah. But that's crazy. Like I imagine your shop's the same, Jed. Like you'd have such a loyal and wide customer base. I know we probably all got that similar where you've been in a chair that long, things just roll off the tongue. Before you even know it, you've said it. Like I love it when you do a little walk-in or something and a girl will go, oh, wow, that was so quick. And I'll just be like, yeah, that's what all the girls say.
All girls
you know,
say,
it's just silly things like that. Just reflex
material,
comments.
man.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? The rest of the people in the shop, like, you start to overlook each other's one-liners that you've heard a million times.
Yeah.
You know, like the guy next to you sometimes knows what you're about to say. And one thing that it's a funny sign is that when tattooers get upset, when people come to the store and they might be a little nervous, so they don't know much. They're saying things that are kind of dumb that they probably wouldn't normally say, but they're intimidated and, you know, they're slipping up probably in their head, they're going crazy. Is that even just like those one-liner jokes? It's that person's first time. You know, you play a song 100%. A million times in your head, you're like, this song sucks. You play it for somebody else the first time, you're like, holy shit, that was amazing. For everyone that comes in, you know, they come in
brand new
times a year, you know. You got to remember.
We just got a comment, Stevie. I think this is one of your mates, Pon NYC. He goes, someone asked me the other day if I ever tattooed a dick, and my reply was, yeah, I am right now. Like all these classic dad jokes. Like,
love it.
They're nonstop. They're the best.
One of my favorite ones is when they go, did you do your tattoos? And I go, and I'm in the middle of tattooing, and I go, no, I went to somebody good. I get to somebody good. He's really good. They always think they're gonna overjump you. Like, who's the guy that tattoos the tattoo guy? You know, like I just had this one dude. Like, I'm not putting you on him.
It's got
like you want to go to your barber's barber.
True.
You know,
true.
That's what I think. Maybe they're trying to jump over that.
No, but for me, man, and we've spoken about this on this sort of series so much. Like the experience for people is the best, mate. And like, you know, I'm a B+ tattooer at best, but I'm A+ with people, and I enjoy people. And after all the years, a lot of people, you know this as well, Jed. A lot of old school tattooers get pissed off with the silly questions and all the rest of it. Like you were saying, Stevie, you've got that joke that you've said a million times. That's the first time they've heard it. Just like, oh, how much, how big, blah, blah, blah. You've got to roll with it and, you know, treat them good. And that's when they're loyal and they come back.
And listen, I tell tattooers this sometimes, you know, and it's not, you know, there's a lot of younger tattooers that need to hear it. Unfortunately, there's also all age of tattooers and that
For
would need
sure.
to hear is that when they come to me and they're like, yeah, the customer came in and they wanted the thing wrapping over here. That's stupid. It won't work like that. I tell them, listen, if they knew what you knew, they wouldn't fucking need you.
Yep.
If they knew what I knew, how intelligent would I be? They're
Yeah.
not supposed to know what you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And you should take it as a blessing because it's easier to walk them in a good direction, you know?
Totally, totally.
It's harder to break them down. When they come in, they know everything.
Yeah,
That's harder.
Mate, I just saw, and mate, Instagram's the best one for that. I just saw something on like an English guy did a Japanese back piece, and a customer from Holland kicked off at this guy on his DMs and slaughtered him, going that, oh, you ripped this off, you ripped my back piece off, and it's a fucking woodblock print from the 1800s, you know, and the guy's getting roasted online at the moment. It's like, you know, and unfortunately, that's where the world is at the moment. The world's too quick to fire off with fucking all this other shit.
You know what it is? They want to be helpful. So it's dangerous, too, as a tattooer, because you write something on there. The next thing you know, you got to trust all your customers. You know, like now they're berating somebody and they're saying shit that you wouldn't even say and don't even agree with, but they're honestly trying to defend you.
Yeah.
You know, so, and then
trying to drag you in. Yeah, it's
sad thing is that people are in such a rush to help sometimes. They blast off and it you know, it's too soon without enough information, you know. So sometimes you got to be careful with that with the internet too. Like that guy, he's probably got 1 million comments where he's roasted, and the tattooers, the guy who said it is probably even like, shit, I didn't want that to happen. Once you put something out there, it's out of control, you know?
Yeah. So Pony
I can relate to that.
Yeah, Pon NYC. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing this right, mate. He said, I'm only one joke away from being cancelled. Like I asked an old school Aussie tattooer who's
What's
like
up? Shit.
I asked an old school tattooer who's like a big mentor of mine, mate. You know, come on, will you do an interview with me, please, mate? You've been locked down forever. And he's like, I can't. I can't. He goes, but I promise you, you'll get my last ever interview, and then I'm going to sail off into the sunset. Because once I give that interview, it's all over.
Listen, somebody asked me once, they go, when are you going to write a book? I says, listen, if I wrote a book, I don't want it published until 2 weeks after I'm dead. Maybe even like a year, in case they find a way to bring you back.
Yep. Wow. If Bezos gets his way, man, who knows? So yeah, it's crazy.
Hey,
it's crazy.
What's up?
You got Diddley Bow tuned up or what?
No, they're all up, fucking locked up on the shelf up there. Oh, I might have. Hold on. You know what?
I thought I saw the guitar off the cover of the Dire Straits album up on the shelf.
I do have this though. Yeah, those are the Dobros. They're up there. They're kind of a pain in the butt to get down. But I do have this. Oh, I don't have a slide. Maybe I could use a guitar. I'll play it a little bit towards the end of the interview real quick. But this, everywhere, like a lot of countries that I travel to, I'll always go to like 99-cent stores and I'll make a diddly bow. This is the one I made in Australia.
Wow.
So.
Amazing. Amazing. All right. Well, all right. We've got about 12 minutes left.
Really?
So I've got a couple of ridiculous questions for you that's probably going to go over your head, and I'm going to look like a dickhead, but I'm going to ask anyway. So obviously, growing up, you would have seen Mick Dundee. Was he like a big influence on your life to come to Australia?
Paul?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love
That's
him.
not an
I'm going to be truthfully honest with you. Mick Dundee and Jed Hill are the only things we know about Australia. And now you.
Amazing. Well, some would say they're one in the same.
Yeah. Oh, well, listen, you want to hear something really strange that I have thought about, a lot of people in America talk about? You ever noticed that you never see Jed Hill and Mick Dundee in the same room?
Never.
Think about that.
True.
Or Nancy Reagan.
He's always in his phone box, mate. That's, you know, I can't get him out of there.
You never see them in the same room. Think about that.
All right. Who's the best ever American boxer? Apollo Creed, B.A. Baracus, or Rocky?
Rocky.
Nice. I
Rocky.
knew that. I knew that. All right.
Box a kangaroo.
Who's the best ever blues singer, Jake or Elwood Blues?
Elwood Blues.
Yes. All right. So just quickly, like you've got your YouTube thing going up. I see you transitioning over onto it. So
Yeah.
once I get this thing, I'll set a link in it. So you're obviously still running machine. I imagine you're using coil machines.
Yeah. There was like one or two rotaries that I really liked because I'm not against anything, like I was always a coil guy. I like to fuck with coils more and stuff, but
Yep.
I was always a coil person, but there's a couple rotaries that I work. If it puts on a good tattoo, I use it. I'm not into like the pen looking ones or whatever. I don't shit on them. It's just not for me. I can't feel it. So
Yep.
it's just not for me. But my way ain't always the right way, But I'm mostly a coil guy. Yeah.
I think Jed's just going to pick up his apparatus as well.
Yeah.
Also,
Don't pick
Steve,
up the wrong one, Jed.
See this thing?
Oh, there we go.
All you pricks that have never sponsored me. This is a cheap ass piece of shit from China, and I love it. It does some of the best tattoos I've ever done.
There you go.
I would use one. I can't feel
People's
my
Republic of China. No,
I
amazing.
could drown
No,
out
totally.
the sound of the customer with it.
Yeah. I got told a trick to use a while ago by my mate Lal Hardy. He goes, next time you get someone that comes in that's like real cocky and like, oh, this ain't gonna hurt or whatever. He goes, just pull the needle back inside the tube, dip it and buzz it up, and do a couple of lines of the stencil. So they think and they go, oh, this fuck doesn't hurt at all. So then I did that, but then I slid the needle out, but I screwed myself. The guy got 15 minutes into the 3-hour appointment and tapped out. I broke him, but it was like, you got to do
You know what I like to do? I like to, when they're in the front room and they're like, yeah, I don't feel it. I don't feel anything, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, and then you go tap them on the shoulder, they turn around, but you felt that. So I like to go in the back, turn the machine all the way down.
Yeah.
So when they come in the back, I can turn it all the way up. And I just feel like.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. All right. What are you going to play for us, mate? You got any requests, Jed?
Yeah. Can you send him home? He's fucking won't shut up. He's
home. We're all home. We're all in our tattoo. Well, I'm not. I'm in my spare room. That's a small tattoo shop. But yeah, we all live at home anyway.
It's 7 o'clock. I don't even know what I'm gonna do for the next What time is it? 8 o'clock?
Yeah, coming up to 8 a.m.
Yeah. I don't even know what I'm gonna do for the next 4 or 5 hours.
Hey, this is a serious question, Stevie. A serious question.
Sure.
Like your videos are super cool. Like, are you gonna like take commissions or take requests for other people to maybe do some for some people in the future?
You know what? A couple people, a lot of people, I'll tell you this, talking about like making customers happy and stuff. First night I put that flash laps out. I did a count on 3 different Instagram pages, combined mine and 2 others. Monday Malarkey, who I'd like to give a shout out to. Big help. Really good friend of mine. Really cool dude. I learned a lot from him about, putting things out and how to get people to pay attention and stuff. Randy Randerson. And Americana Tattoos. They put out the first one. The first night people watched it, it got 80,000 views. And I was just fucking ecstatic that many people at the same time laughed. Yeah. So people they like certain characters. All the characters are different. So I thought about doing a thing like maybe wishing people happy birthdays through it. I do sometimes when I do voiceovers, I ask people, would you rather Steve Irwin or Rocky or this one or that one? So sometimes I'll put one out generally, or I'll just get one idea and the whole fucking thing will base off of just stem from one little thing, Right now I'm just trying to get it together. I'm working on on 2 other skits for Flash Laughs. Flash Laughs is the name of the cartoon. And I'm going to be putting them out. So maybe pump up the YouTube. I'll probably put longer episodes on the YouTube and shorter ones continue on the Instagram. But they're on my IG. Yeah,
I think you're onto something really special and unique, mate. It's super cool. And the latest one with Steve Irwin is just like the story of every tattoo shop.
Oh my God! It's just poking at the truth, you know.
Yeah, it's a tale
It's
as
the
old as
same
time.
shit. I know for a fact when I put that out that a tattooer in any country is going to be able to relate because it's all human shit. We're just doing this, you know.
Yeah. Amazing, mate. Amazing. All right, mate. We've got about 5 minutes left. If you want to bust out a tune, and then we'll say our goodbyes and thank yous and all that sort of stuff.
Patching Josh Van Andel in the Take It Aiden.
What?
I think Josh said hello before.
I think he's watching live.
Yeah. But thanks to everyone that. Oh, there we go. Self-portrait.
Yeah.
But no, it's been super cool, Stevie. Really appreciate it.
Where's that Stevie tattoo you did on me, Stevie? Oh, there it is.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. Nice.
That one looks just like me. The face is all fucked up on the one side.
I would imagine that quite a few of your customers have got that as well, Stevie.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Listen, you mean you put else beside you, Pete?
Hey, I would like to say this before you. First off, thank you very much for bringing me on here. That went by super fast. We'll do it again.
Yes,
but
please.
I'm so happy. I want to tell people, if you got an idea in your head to do something, fucking do it, because I'm so happy that I went to Australia when I did.
Yep.
Now things are a little harder. So if you got an idea in your head to do something and you got a feeling to do it, do it. Because I am so happy that I'm not looking back and regret. Like, I always wanted to go there. I love tattoo history in Australia. Yeah. I love it, you know? Yeah. But I'm really, really happy I went over there when I did. Yeah. Really, really happy. And I will be back.
Yeah, mate, for sure. And that's the beauty of it. Like, you know, you get your little groove and your connections. And that's the best thing about tattooing the international family. And, you know, like if it wasn't for talk, I said to Jed, who can we get on? He said, man, straight away, get Stevie on. You know, and like I knew you had that Aussie connection and all the rest of it. It's cool. And especially thanks for coming in early. Like, it's, you know, like it's nighttime here. It's daybreak there. But, you know, for us, especially in Australia, everyone that's locked down, you know, like we get views now, but over the next days and weeks, it's pretty phenomenal, the views that you get. So I'm kind of very, very blessed that, you know, we can do something positive for people.
Yeah, I had one guy
Steve. You had to wake up sober.
Yep. Sorry, Jed?
I was wondering how he got on here without being pissed. He's sober tonight or this morning.
Tonight?
Well, you know, when I generally speak to you on a video call,
if I was
smashed at this
yesterday.
time of day. Still sitting up from the night before.
Listen, I've had many of nights hanging out with Jed. Jed's walking around making coffee in his bathrobe. And I got like the disco ball on. I'm like drinking beer and shit in my apartment. many.
Amazing.
Listen,
hey, Stevie, are you gonna bust out a quick tune for us?
Oh, I ain't even gonna fuck with that thing. I probably haven't played it in 5 million. I can play it, but I don't even think it's tuned up. It probably sounds like somebody putting a fucking battery in it.
It's got one string on it, mate. One string.
well,
then it's got to be tuned really good.
You go. Well, let's maybe make a plan and try and do this again on a night when you're like.
Yeah, I'll pull down one of my slide guitars. I'll play.
Yeah. We'll get a music night going, because it looks like, I don't know about Jed, the poor buggers, like Melbourne, they're getting their release plan on Sunday. Sydney, it looks like for us maybe late October. So we've still got time. So if you're up for it, man, like it'd be really cool.
Absolutely. I absolutely will. Listen, too, and you will, the next time when you come to New York, come over here and we'll hang out. Yeah, we'll have a good time. We'll go to a bunch of old shops.
New York, you got to go down.
Yeah, just like the real deal. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to say thank you so much. Thank you, Jed. Thank you, Stevie. I really appreciate it.
Don't know why I was here.
Thanks, everyone. Love you all. Big love to New York. See you guys.